Hey, hello guys. Welcome to Network Beats. This is Tangadurai, and in this video, we are going to discuss about the weight attribute. All right. So finally, we are here in the labbing topic about the weight attribute. It is really the interesting topic, I would say, because from here onwards, we'll be start using these attributes, and we will be manipulating the paths, and that is the uh, this is the lab that will be giving us a goosebumps, which gave it to me. Okay, so let's see what is weight attributes, and we'll see how that we are going to apply this in our configuration. And okay, let's get started. Okay, before getting into weight attribute, first of all, it is actually Cisco proprietary. Okay, that means this is Cisco proprietary means Cisco. It is Cisco property. Okay, that is how we can think of it. Okay, that means Cisco has the license for this attribute. That is nothing but Cisco proprietary. Okay, that means all the Cisco vendor will be knowing what is weight attribute, and if this attribute is set, Cisco vendor devices will know what to do. Okay, proprietary. So next, about the weight attribute, uh, the highest is more preferable. Okay, highest is more preferable or more desirable, whatever it is. And then the weight actually, that means, let's say we have R1, and R1 is configured with loopback of 1.1.1.1, and also it has loopback IP address, let's say 11.11.11.11. Okay, these IPs, what we'll call, these are local to the router because it is locally injected in R1. For these routes, by default, the weight is set to 32768. Got it? Okay, this because the purpose of setting this highest weight value for this route is when, let's say, when R2 is going to receive, that means, let's say in future R2 is advertising some route update for the same prefixes what R1 has. Okay, so by seeing the weight, R1 will come to know, okay, it is a locally originated route because it has a highest weight. So I'm going to use my own routes rather than using the R2 route update what I have received, that I'm not going to use. Okay, because of that reason, here the weight is set to the highest value 32768. And let's say now R2 is advertising 2.2.2.2 to route update. Now when R1 is learning 2.2.2.2, by default the weight is set for this particular prefix is 0. That means when a router is learning a route, the weight is set to 0, and for the route which are locally present on any of the router, uh, that is set to 32768. Okay, so this is what about the weight attribute and its value, and let's see how to apply that weight attribute in our topology. And basically what weight says is like, the main purpose of using weight is because weight attribute defines how to exit an autonomous system. Okay, it answers for this question. Okay, weight attribute will answer for this question, how to exit an AS. Because let's say if you go to our topology, okay, here this part I haven't enabled, you just forget about it for time being. only we have set AS35, AS500 and AS400 is currently up. Now R4 is going to receive all these router 5 routes via R3 as well as R2 via AS500. That means R4 is going to receive these R5 routes via two different paths. Now R4 has to decide whether I'm going to choose this path or this path to reach AS35, to reach router 5 advertised prefixes. Okay, so let's go to our CLI and see currently what is the best path. In previous lab actually I have shut this interface. Let us start enabling that so that we will be receiving the routes from both the path to R4. Before doing that, we'll check in R4 how does it look like. Show IP BGP. Okay, I'm receiving only through R3 currently because show interface fast Ethernet 0/0. It is currently admin down. Because of that, we are not sending any prefixes over AS500 currently. So let's bring this up. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0. No shutdown. Okay. No shut. Or BGP with R2 should come up now. Let's wait. Okay, it has come up. Let's see whether we are receiving any updates on R4 now. So now I'm learning 5.5.5.5 and 55.55.55.55 over through router 6 as well as router 3. Okay, but among these two different routes, currently R3 is preferred as a best path, not R6, because this greater than symbol will say which is the best path. Because 5.5.5 have two different next stop. One is through R6, one is through R3. But among these two, the best path is via R3. Okay, because this has the lowest AS path hop, because here through R6 it takes two hops to reach, but through R3 it is just directly connected, so it is just a single hop to reach that particular destination prefix 5.5.5 and for 55.55.55.55. So let's tweak this default behavior. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do some config so that R6 path will be chosen as a best path comparatively R3. Okay, so in order to do that, what I have to do? So before doing that, here we have a chance to look into it. See here 4.4.4.4, this is a locally injected route. How do I know that? Because the next stop is set to 0.0.0.0. That means this particular network is locally present on this router, and also it is advertised over BGP. That is why it is present here with next stop 0.0.0. Let's see that in our routing table. Show IP route. See here we are able to see 4.4.4 is directly connected over loopback 0. Correct. So for this particular prefix, the weight is set to 32768, which we have discussed just before here, right? So for locally injected route, the weight by default it will set to 32768. That is the highest weight that we can set. And for the routes which are learning through our neighbors, by default the weight is set to 0. Am I right? So now we are going to set weight so that let me go to this. Okay, so I'm going to set weight on R4 because the highest value of weight is more desirable. So by default, both the path has a weight of 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put, let's say I have 100 weight on this path. But you have to just put just greater than 0, whatever the value it can be. Even you can put weight as 1, but 1 is still greater than 0, so it is still going to prefer this path. But I'm just taking 100 as example in this lab. So whichever is fine, it is going to work. That is not going to impact anything. So let's get started. Okay, so let's go to R4. How we can do that? So first, I have to let me just verify it again. Show IP BGP. So this is the current BGP table. How does it look like? So now when I ping, let's say .5.5.5.5 source loopback 0. Do I have connectivity? Yes, I'm able to ping. And also let me try trace route just to verify whether I'm able through which path that my packets are traveling. So it is traveling through R2 and then R5. Okay, this is what that we are going to change by doing this configuration. So let me just go here, R4, and what I'm going to do, let us get into BGP 400, and here for which neighbor that I'm going to set weight for router 6. All right, so my router 6 neighbor IP is 46006. All right, before that neighbor 46006, and after that, okay, we have to set the attribute called weight. Okay, so let's say weight, and if you give question mark, see here we have the range 0 to 65535, right? I'm sorry, previously I have said that 32768 is a highest weight, but no, we have the, because it is a 2 byte value. 2 byte means we have, that means 16 bits value. So 2 bytes means the max will be getting the value of 65535. Okay, so now here, neighbor, the weight what I'm going to put it here is 100, right? So what does it mean? So whichever the route, okay, that means whatever the update is coming from R6, okay, by default I'm going to put the weight of 100 in R4. I'm not going to do any changes over R6. I have done some configuration R4. Because of that, whatever the route is coming from R6, once it is received on fast ethernet 0/0, right, over this neighbor, my routing engine, right, my BGP protocol, what it is going to do, for all these routes, it will put the weight as 100 in the BGP table. Okay, and let's see what happens next. Okay, let me hit enter, and that's it. So show, let me just clear IP BGP job soft in as well as out. That means I'm just clearing my incoming update, and also I'm clearing the updates whichever I'm sending it out to my neighbors. Okay, let's say show IP BGP now. See here, previously here we were seeing 0, now we are seeing the weight attribute is set to 100 for the routes which is learning via R6. And see here we have seen the best path has been changed from R3 to R6. Alright, the reason why it is because the weight we have changed it from 0 to 100. The highest value of the weight is more preferred, so 0 is greater than 100. So even though it has a shortest AS path, because of the weight, it is going to choose uh, the route via R6 rather than route via R3. So let's try pinging and check whether we are able to reach that. Source loopback 0. Yes, we are able to reach. and also let me try pinging 5.5.5 because that is the one that we have checked it previously. And also let us give trace route. Let's see how it travels now. Now it is going via R6, R1, R2, R5 finally, right? But previously, if you see our trace route, okay, it was going via R3 and then R5. Now it has changed. Why it has changed? Because we have tweaked the weight attribute from 0 to 100. So also we can do the tweaking the weight attribute based on certain prefixes. So in this video, I'm just done with this. I'll just cover that in the next video. Uh, so stay tuned until bye for now. Thank you.